Good morning. We have a new garage door expert on staff here. Xander's dad works for the garage door company, the local one. Not the one that installed my garage doors in my seed warehouse here. And we're fixing all their mistakes. Now, that was 12 years ago, but yeah, we had a few loose screws on the plate up here. And there was a nut missing up on the top. And we're fixing a few things while we were up here working on it yesterday. Kind of noticed that some stuff was wrong. And we've got a bent bracket, which I may have done. But we're going to get it fixed. All right. So we have fixed a few things. One, this bracket was bent, so we fixed that. This, we put an actual bolt through here. They had a self-tapping screw that was puckering the steel and pulling out, and we drilled the hole where that is actually supposed to go so that it fits nice and square and flat. Added a few screws to this cross piece because a lot of them were just falling out. And you see this nut up here? It was gone. Probably because you can't get in there to tighten that. Unless, of course, you get some extensions for your ratchet so you can actually get in there. But that's too much work for somebody that installs garage doors, apparently. At least from some companies. I mean, I'm not going to fix this, but if I was installing something, putting a bolt in and then a piece of metal that hits that head of that bolt and you just close enough, that's unacceptable. Isn't it? Isn't that unacceptable? You put your name on something like that? I mean, you could have notched that corner of the steel to make that thing sit in there flush. It would have been a whole heck of a lot better. But no, that's too much work. Okay, well, I think it's better. We might have to adjust our limit switches a little bit, so we had to play with it down here. We'll go plug it back in and see what happens. All right, now that we've gotten all that taken care of, next step is to get ready to hang this sheet of steel. So we're taking the bracing down for our door track here. So I lifted up an empty seat box with the forklift, and we're gonna just let that sit on there. I think that will hold it okay. And we're going to try and get a sheet of steel up here reasonably quickly, and then get that put back up. Might have to get 2 sheets of steel up. The second sheet goes fast. All right, we still got to trim around our angle braces, so I'm getting those measurements made, and we're going to cut that. This first one's going to be a real pain in the butt. It would almost be easier just to take the whole track down, but the problem is the split on it is below the top panel. And I don't know how much harder that would be. I don't know. We're not going to do that. We're just going to try and work around it. All right, we're ready to go up with a sheet of steel. This is going to be major struggle bus on this first one. It's going to be really hard to get in there. Can't get close enough to be able to screw it in effectively. Can't get the boom lift up there close enough to be able to really do much other than hold that end. Yeah, we'll see what we can do, but you guys aren't going to get to see it because I have no way to film it while I'm up there working. So we're just going to do it. I promise you that's the hardest one. That was difficult. We maybe mistrimmed a little bit on the top, had to cut a little more off, so that did not help. But yeah, it took a little while to get that up in there and not being able to reach anything. So I got 2 more rows of screws to put in, and then the next one goes up really easy. I do, however, need to get some insulation in this last bay down here before we go too much farther. Sheet 2 is good. My measure and drill method of lining screws failed me this time. First time that since we've been drilling them we've had major misses, but it is what it is. Okay, before we keep putting more sheets up, we want to get that door track hung back up there. So I gotta go find some spacers or something to get us below the ribs on the steel so that we don't smash that when we put those pieces back up on the ceiling. I've been going over some seed stuff with one of my guys, and it's done, and we're going to head back down to the seed warehouse here. Dad's taking the steel rack out. Don't hit my tractor! Look at that fancy roof and everything. Well done. Is that balanced that well? It's sitting that straight on a round bar? Impressive.
I put it
I'm impressed that it's that balanced.
What engineering?
Huh?
What kind of engineering is that?
Kind of engineering, yeah.
Top of my head.
You're gonna bend your steel and you hit on that rack up there. Tip your forks down. It's gonna slide back. There you go. Cool. All right, well, we got that one put back up there that's kind of holding that track in place. The top one goes where our overlap is on our sheets, and so we got to kind of wait until we get that top sheet on before we can put it up there. So we're going to get these other 3 sheets of steel hung up here. We're going to have to work around another one, holding the opener up there. Super fun, but we'll get it. We'll get it. So we'll get this sheet up here. Okay, we are on to our last sheet here. We had to take one bracket down for the motor arm there, but the other one is up a rib, board, whatever. So we didn't have to actually take that down, which is helpful. We did have to cut the sheet and notch between those, or for those braces. So hopefully our cuts are right and it fits right in there, and we'll get this last sheet put up. All right, so here was my creative solution. We just got some blocks, spacers that got a bunch of holes in them that match the holes in this angle iron, and we put them in there and lagged them in with some longer lag bolts. We got some 2.5 inch 5/16 lags, and it holds it, and it's probably more solid than it was before we did that. All right, we got to zip tie up a few wires there, sensors for the garage doors and push button and stuff. Those wires they just kind of had stapled up to the ceiling, and I had to take them down to put the steel up, so we're just going to zip tie them to the metal for now. They may get rerouted eventually, but I just don't want them hanging down into that spring up there. See that? That would be bad. So, all right, I'm gonna clean up a little bit. Got our cutoffs, and it's a little after 4, so we'll get out of here pretty soon. I don't have a scrap metal bucket over here. I used to. All right, well, it doesn't look like we accomplished a lot today, but getting that done and figuring out how to deal with those door tracks was a big deal. We should be able to get the top up pretty quickly. I've got a meeting tomorrow, so it won't be tomorrow, but I'll grab some more insulation on my way back from that so we can fill in those couple of bays that are missing there and get that one done hopefully on Friday. So we're doing okay. There's the new home for the steel rack. Nice. Getting her all loaded up with all of our steel that we can't throw away yet.
Throw away?
Isn't that the deal? Anything that doesn't fit on it, you're going to scrap?
Yeah.
Throw away. That's the same thing.
$2 a foot for...
I know, right? Makes you think twice about it.
Anyways,
We got some more in here.
Big pipes here. They're long and they're heavy.
Uh-huh.
And tired out. I need you 2 guys to put them on these 2 pieces right there.
Deal.
I'm about done.
All right, guys. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. So I have a meeting in Fort Wayne tomorrow, just outside of Fort Wayne. So I don't know that I'll be around enough to make a video or not. Xander's going to be here. He's going to power wash all day for me. They're going to clean the drain out and then power wash the 8RX and maybe the 8430 and the 8R as well. So it's supposed to be warm tomorrow and Friday, and good days to power wash and get some stuff done outside rather than inside. So that'll be good. Anyway, thanks for watching this one. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. We're this close to hitting that 40K mark. I would really love to get there. So thank you guys for all of that. And if you need any merchandise, Motorview Farms apparel, there's a link in the description. Head on over to farmfocus.com. You can get all your stuff over there. I appreciate that as well. And I will be back on Friday. We'll see if we're working in the shop or power washing or working in the seed warehouse. I don't know, but we'll be doing something. So have a good night, everybody. See ya.